What's going on, everybody? It's your boy here, Fusion64, and today I wanted to talk about this interview that Phil Spencer did with Kind of Funny Games Xcast. And I gotta say, man, there's a quote in there where he basically says, and he admits that Xbox is in third place, and there's no world where Starfield comes out and it's an 11 out of 10, and people are going to start selling their PlayStation 5s and buying Xboxes. He basically says it's going to take more than good games, and they lost the worst generation there is to lose. And I gotta say, man, that came off as kind of I want to be respectful here, it came off as kind of a loser's mentality. See, I was a fan of Xbox during the original Xbox and Xbox 360, and the one thing they did in the Xbox 360 is they brought big blockbuster games. They were the Dude Bro system. They had all the big blockbusters. PlayStation 3 was coming off of the PS2 being the best-selling system of all time, and Xbox was still able to compete. They secured third-party deals with games like BioShock, Mass Effect. They got Ghost Recon, Oblivion, Fallout. I mean, they were able to get like timed exclusives, the map packs on Call of Duty. They had huge games like Gears of War, Halo, and it was about big blockbusters. And now I don't know what the identity of the Xbox console is now. I know it's play where you want. Play here, play in the cloud, play on PC, play on console. That's great. They bought a whole bunch of studios. And my problem with them is since the start of the Xbox Series generation in 2020, they really haven't put out any blockbuster games. So when he's saying that Starfield can be a 11 out of 10 and people aren't going to sell their PlayStation 5s, first of all, no, they don't have to sell their PlayStation 5s, but they need to invest in your ecosystem. So if you put out a bunch of blockbuster games, that gives reason for people to be like, man, I got a PS5, but I need an Xbox, or I need to subscribe to Game Pass. And they just haven't done that. In 2020, they launched a brand new system with no games, no big first-party games at all. So right there, you're not giving people an incentive to buy your system. Game Pass is great, but a lot of people would just rather pay for their games if they know what they're getting. So, yeah, they launched with no games there. 2021, yeah, they were Metacritic Publisher of the Year, but I'm going to throw a little asterisk into that because they brought games like Flight Simulator, and anybody who's probably listening to this video, 95% of you don't give a damn about Flight Simulator. It's something that's thrown in there. I think it's probably a popular game, but more popular on PC. It's not a system seller. It's things that people are using in these list wars to say, oh look, Xbox 2021 Metacritic Publisher of the Year. So that's not a needle mover. Then they buy Double Fine, and Double Fine releases Psychonauts 2. There's a reason why they bought Double Fine, because it was probably super cheap. I'm not a big fan of the Tim Schafer games or Double Fine. I can see that there's people like them, but they're not needle movers, okay? They never have been. That's why they were so cheap. They're always looking for funding for their games. So while they've got a high Metacritic, nobody's fucking buying them. Nobody's buying them. So there's another one right there. Forza Horizon. People love the racing games, but I feel like they've already got that audience. People know that they make some of the best racing games, so you're releasing a game to an audience that you already have, really. And Halo's been on a decline. It's not. I don't know if arena shooters are that popular anymore. They're really not. And they screwed up with that game big time. There was a lot of issues with the multiplayer, and when the multiplayer is what was going to drive people to your platform. And it still blows my mind that there's no Halo Battle Royale here in the year of 2023, when you've got all of these other companies that are making Battle Royales, and Halo still does not have a Battle Royale. What are you doing? So, that's why, when people say, well, we put out these high-rated games, yeah, but they're not needle movers, okay? It's nice to have the Pentiments in there. Those are good little, that you fill in between the gaps, for people who are already subscribed, but those are not bringing people to your platform. They're not bringing people to Game Pass. I'm sorry. Same with Hi-Fi Rush. It was a good game, but it's not a needle mover. And then so when people are waiting for the next big AAA game and they get something, like Redfall, which is like, Redfall is awful. Like, how could you release that? Yeah, you may say Starfield could be 11 out of 10, and it's not gonna. People aren't gonna sell their PlayStation 5s and move to Xbox. You put out something like Redfall, people might sell their Xbox or say like, yeah, you know what? They don't care about the games. Why should I? So I'm just gonna sell. I'm not gonna get into Game Pass. So, I really didn't care for what he said there. With, we need to take more than games. You have not put out. You've lost your identity. You've not put out the big blockbuster games like you did, like the fans of Xbox 360. And there's 80, 90 million fans of the Xbox 360 that you have, that, they went to that system for the big blockbusters, and Xbox just isn't doing that. So, yeah, you're not going to get people to come to your ecosystem. You're not going to be able to get people to buy your console without doing that. And I just thought his whole attitude, he had a defeated attitude in this interview. And if I'm a higher up at Microsoft, I'm like, this is the guy that's leading our gaming division, who goes out there and has this interview where he's like, yeah, we're third place. Like, he sounded like one of those coaches that knows he's about to get fired and goes out in the post game and is just like, yeah, whatever, it is what it is. And man, that's just not someone who I'd want leading my gaming division. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Am I being too hard on Phil Spencer and Xbox? If you're new here, make sure to hit that like button and consider subscribing to the channel, and I will see you guys later. Thanks.